we're heading towards the future, using some form of technology to help really improve the efficiency of how we're getting this data and how we're kind of finding different areas and things like that. I mean, from your guys' perspective, because I mean, really for me, again, it's a lot of guesswork, right? But for you guys, where you think that we're heading, what can you guys see?
Yeah, it's a really interesting question, Corey. Well, firstly, I'll start with real estate data is notoriously bad. And the reason I say that, it is, right? Yeah. It's notoriously bad. You can go to, and I probably shouldn't name all of these companies, but, you can go to one provider and, looking at the same quarter and then go to another provider and, the results are just polar opposites. Yeah. And look, whilst, that's not necessarily their individual fault, they have different ways of extracting that data. Some of them are relying very heavily on getting results from the valuer general. Other ones, like personally, and I can talk to this one, at Hotspotting, we use PropTrack. PropTrack is owned by realestate.com, the largest real estate portal in Australia, almost double the size of its nearest competitor in domain. The reason we've decided to partner with PropTrack for our data is because there isn't too many listings in Australia that don't go on PropTrack. Now, what that means is we've got the power of realestate.com's data that we're relying on. We can get live feeds to our members portal on that data. So it means that, let's say that a property transacts over the weekend, and in most cases, most providers are waiting for 3 months before they can get the sales advice because they're waiting for the valuer general to tell them that. Even if the vendor's agent doesn't actually mark the price on the front end of the portal, they just say contact agent or sold. In the back end, it actually does have what it's sold for. So we get access to live data. So that's an important part. Now, coming back to what you're talking about in the way of how AI is going to affect data, and certainly in the real estate industry, how it's going to affect us in the future. I think somebody said many, many years ago, the internet will change everything it touches, and it touches almost everything. And I think we're getting to that point with AI very quickly as well, for good and for bad. Like the trends that I'm seeing in AI at the moment, range from home automation, which can be great for saving money as a homeowner or in a tenant in the way of, sensor lights and all those types of things. That's the basic stuff. Then it can go through to predictive methodology on maintenance items, which again, as an owner, that can work in your favor. Then we can go on to working as an agent. How do I get the best price for my vendor? I'm going to start using some technology that will, stage the house virtually. I mean, these days, especially if you're buying interstate, it can be really risky because you see these beautiful photos online and it's not real. It's AI, injecting in a beautiful new look to the house. And, that's why you do need boots on the ground when you're buying, and getting virtual video walkthroughs and things like that, because AI, it's scary what they can do now. Some of these images look completely lifelike. Yeah. The last part on the AI that I'll touch on is the, I suppose, predictive methodology of market analysts. So using AI to say, this is where you should buy and this is what you should buy. And I think this is where the technology is fantastic if you use it in the right way to cut out a lot of man hours. It can really get rid of outliers and tell you, I don't want to see any suburbs that have, sales volumes below 100, right? I could use AI to really tell me this is where I should be looking and this is all the stuff that you shouldn't bother with. But I don't want to rely on it much further than that at this point. And the reason being is because, the AI's data, its insights are only as good as the data it consumes. And let's use as an example, population and demographics of that. If it's relying on, data from the last census, that's outdated by the time it even gets to you. If we're relying on a lot of decision makings, like, a lot of data like that, it's really missing what a human can tell you by walking through that location. And I don't just mean the house. I mean, walking through a suburb. Nothing, AI will never be able to do that for you. Maybe it does with a street view and things like that, but a gut feel, I don't know that we're going to be close to being able to take. I certainly wouldn't be using AI to tell me what street to buy and what neighborhood. I wouldn't be that far advanced with it now.